Hello, my lovelies. Hope you guys are well today. Hope you've had a lovely weekend and that last week went well for you. I don't know about you guys, but first off, thank you for your patience. And, if you have been waiting for another video to come out from me, I appreciate your patience. Lots of purging went on for me last week and lots of rest was needed. So I don't know if you guys have been experiencing the same thing. Probably in the collective you have been, because we're all kind of going through the similar types of upgrades and getting similar messages and symbols, synchronicities, all of that stuff. So if you made it through last week, I'm gonna give you super congratulations, because that shit was rough, let me tell you. My goodness. First off, I don't think I've ever slept so long in my entire life as I did all of last week. I was in bed for about 6 days, and just every time I tried to get up and do something, because we all know I'm a bit guilty of overworking, and that's one of my biggest obstacles and lessons and things that I've had to work through in this life has been not overworking, not trying to prove myself, not trying to prove my worth or any of that stuff, right? That's been my biggest thing. I've tended to overwork when it comes to it being a soothing, even a meditative soothing type of thing that I've turned it into, right? That is hard to come out of, you guys. If you are familiar with that and you know what I'm talking about, man, it's like the stuff that I've worked through already and kind of healed through a bit and have adjusted with my daily routine and have learned to incorporate what I've learned from things like that has been a bit easier than this one, let me just say. Every day when I wake up, if I don't quiet my mind and sit there and refocus it on, I don't have to work myself to death to get, to prove, to achieve anything, right? I can just be me, go slow and steady wins the race, go with the flow. I'm going to give you guys all the little quotes that I can on this shit that's, seems very simple, but it hasn't been as simple as I thought. So last week, like I said, needed from my trip to Ohio, as a lot of you know too, that I had my sweet boy Bubby pass away a couple weeks ago on the 20th. That's been pretty hard to deal with also. I've been crying almost for the last month, about every day. Now, it's not been totally sad tears. A lot of it has been, of course, because that was my dude, right? You can tell I'm getting choked up a little bit right now. But we were together for about 10 years. So he was with me when I had a breakup. My last big breakup, which was the last relationship that I was even in, was about 9 or 10 years ago. Been doing a lot of work on myself since then. Probably some isolating and a bit of hiding myself also, which I've been learning to come back out of my shell, doing these videos again even, and just, dressing up more, things that I would like to wear, being my glittery self, and just going out into public more even and being more comfortable with that. And it's different when I go to work to tattoo, right? I've been a tattoo artist for a long time. So when I go to the shop, that's a comfortable setting, obviously. So that public and that me being out there like that is easy for me. Sometimes though, just getting the nerve to go out to the grocery store can seem like a bit of a challenge. Does that ring familiar with anybody? It's like us that are on this level, that are trying to better ourselves every day and just shine our lights bright. Sometimes it feels intimidating and, of course, super vulnerable to go out into even regular public settings like that because of people looking at you, giving you attention. And I'm not talking about in any kind of conceited type of way, but if your light is shining bright, you already know. You get a lot of attention. People stare at you. People compliment you, or they say something to you, or just whatever it is, it's a different kind of deal than, I've even gone out in public where, other times where I didn't want to be noticed as much and I would hide myself a bit more, right? With a hoodie, no makeup, yoga pants and just something like that, to where it'd be a little bit less intimidating for me to go out into public, and shine my light, I guess, But now that I've learned and am learning, still learning to be comfortable in my own skin, I don't care if anybody judges me or doesn't like or does like or whatever it is. I feel comfortable in my cute little white dress today that I'm trying not to get dirty, right? I feel comfortable with glitter and tattoos all over my face. I feel comfortable wearing 2 different earrings all the time. It is what it is. If nobody likes it, for real, they can fuck off. I don't have the patience or the tolerance for anybody being rude or disrespectful. So, and you don't have to either. I don't encounter that very often. I just love and try to be loved, so I usually receive love, you know what I mean? But I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's all right too. Anyways, back to shining my light in public. It's very intimidating sometimes, and even with dealing with the loss of my bubby, sometimes my traveling and working can be a bit heavy for me, and that's my own fault because I take on too much, i.e. the overworking we were talking about, and try to do 157 things each day when I travel and working and all the things, and not giving myself time, any alone time or any downtime, or to just chill out and be still for a minute, right? So with the overworking that I did when I was in my last trip in Ohio, trying to get through all the stuff that I had scheduled for myself, plus grieving my bubby, and that had happened a couple days before I went on my trip, coming back to an empty house, right? Jeez Louise, guys. No wonder I had to sleep all week last week. And let me say something. Everybody in Ohio, all my peeps, everybody, not just there, but as heavy as the trip was, again, of my doing, it was one of the most loving trips and supportive trips that I've ever had too. So thank you guys so very much for that. You really don't know how much it means to me. It was quite helpful in me getting through the week and getting back home, and man, just trying to cope with and adjust to everything that's been happening and the growth, and wow, right? I came back to some awesome blooms in my flowers, my plants. I've talked about this before, but I truly believe that, our environment reflects our inner world also, including our plants and the things that we have and take care of, right? If my plants aren't being taken care of, I know absolutely that I'm not taking care of myself like I should, okay? So other indicators of hanging out with my plants that I noticed, and I have noticed over the years, of anything energetically transmuting with what's going on with me, reflects in my plants, and it's pretty fucking awesome. If you guys have plants, you should, if you haven't, check that out and pay more attention to it, because it's really cool to watch. Like the growth that I went through from letting Bubby go and releasing that, and knowing that he's okay and he's out of pain now and he's got his beautiful wings, and I've already had confirmations, signs, signals, texts, all kinds of weird things come through showing me that he is okay. Visions, that he's okay, that he's safe, that he's fun, that he's with some other animal spirits that I've known in this life and that I don't even know, that are just some beautiful animal spirits. I know he's good and taken care of. This includes the other day, so I had, I'm going to just say a couple examples because it's kind of cool, and maybe it'll help you guys not doubt yourself if you're seeing these types of symbols and signs around you too, okay? If you ask for the sign and confirmation and it comes up and you're like, yeah, right, no way. Yes way, I'm telling you that shit is for real, okay? Couple examples. When I was younger, have had, of course, many animals, but one dog that I had, one of my girls was Taz. Her name was Taz. She was like a black lab mix, like Bubby was, but she was smaller, skinnier. She didn't weigh as much or anything, but we had Taz and Paco, and they had puppies, these crazy looking wiener dog mix puppies. I have pictures somewhere. It was really cool. But anyways, so I had Taz when I was younger. And then when I moved to Fort Lauderdale for the first time quite a few years ago, my first roommate here when I moved into was Edwin, right? A lot of you know my good friend Edwin. He's awesome. He's still in Fort Lauderdale. He's like my brother, absolutely from another mother. And I wouldn't know what to do without him either. Like, big support system there. Anyway, when I first moved in with him, which was one of the actual big deals and reasons I moved in with him for both of us, he had a Rottweiler at the time named Taz also, okay? My Taz at this time had passed away, I believe, already a few years before, she's been gone for quite a while now. But one of the reasons, A, Edwin didn't have a roommate, and 2, that I needed, that I was, that I could look for a place to stay. I love animals, love dogs anyway, but when he came over to meet me, we hadn't met. It was a mutual friend of ours that introduced us. He was like, yo, my friend's looking for a roommate, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, cool. And he comes over, we meet, and the biggest problem Edwin was having with finding a roommate was that everybody was scared of Taz, because Taz was a big-ass Rottweiler, right? Sweet boy, sweet boy. But because he's a big dog, Edwin even had somebody move in with him and left, I think, in the middle of the night. The next day or that night he moved in because the dog scared him so much. Can you believe that shit, bro? Hilarious. So that's okay. Opened the door up for me. Edwin said, so yeah, I do need a roommate, but one thing, I have a Rottweiler, I have a big dog, I said, shit, the bigger the dog, the better. And he was like, seriously? Seriously, bro. And I went over, moved in that day. I obviously didn't have a bed yet or anything. Well, not obviously, but I had just literally drove down in my car with no plan and no nothing. I was just like, yo, bro, my friend Caballo. I was like, Caballo, I'm coming down, bro. I'm moving down there. I'm moving back to Florida. He was like, I'm in Fort Lauderdale. I got a couch for you, whatever. Pretty much just the clothes on my back, a couple shits in the trunk, and moved on down. So, go to stay at Edwin's. This is a testimony, too, to show you guys how everything happens for a reason, that you don't have to have everything planned out. Dude, I used to be so much more less planny than I am now. I need to learn to let go of control, and I have been, but I used to, right? I used to be like, fuck it, and just go. Now I'm like, I have to know 6 months in advance what's going on, who's going to be there. Bruh, let go of that shit. Anyway, testimonial to that, okay, that it can, 1303 on the clock as I'm saying, that it can just fall into line for you because Jah got you, Great Spirit got you, God got you, your angels got you, taken care of always, right? Just trust. So hop in the car, go down, talk with Edwin. The bigger the dog, the better. Move in that night. Didn't have a bed, slept on the couch, no big deal. Guess who slept on the floor next to me all night and until I got into my room? Taz did, of course. So back to my original point of my bubby being around me and me knowing he's okay. On the license plate the other day, straight as I probably had asked for some sign or something from my bubby just to show me he was around or that he was okay, or again, whatever it was. I just needed to see some comfort, something. Taz was on the license plate, which to me is an indication of both of those dogs being around and being like, we got him, don't worry, Bubby's good, right? He's off playing with his tennis ball and in the ocean right now. This is why he's not showing his name, because he's busy having a good time without having all of his back pain that he had when he was here, right? So one other thing real fast about the dogs I wanted to point out that was cool as shit and super fucking magical. I love when shit like this happens. It just makes me even more grateful than I already am of my life, and that it really is a magical thing to be here. It really is, you guys. So I was texting some normal text to somebody. I don't even remember who it was. It was a regular ass, I remember it was just a regular ass statement I was trying to text. Like I would like to go, it was something super normal like that. No shit, guys. I tried to text that, And you know how it does the predict text or like the auto text, it'll change your shit, right? Every time I try to type love, I swear it corrects it to live or vice versa. And I'm like, they're both words, okay? I meant to type the first one. Anyways. So how your shit auto corrects it. I go to type the regular ass sentence and it auto corrected it to Gunnar. Gunnar. Gunnar, my friends and family, is a dog that, a Doberman, a beautiful Doberman that my Aunt Ricky and Uncle Herb, all three rest in peace, had when I was younger, okay? Beautiful Doberman. I had not thought about, talked about, said the name Gunnar, any of that for years, you guys. I couldn't even tell you the last time. And there his name was typed up on my phone of nothing similar to what I was even trying to type, right? So that shit was pretty cool, and it made me feel more comforted about what was going on. So maybe there's some animal spirits around you guys. Maybe you guys have been having some dreams of animals lately that are your animal familiars. Look up some of this stuff. There's some symbols and signs. If you don't know what it means, you can always look it up. You can look up spiritual meaning of whatever the animal is, whatever particulars came up in the dream that pop out to you. I had a dream, a couple nights ago now, where I was in one of my houses from childhood, and like laying in bed or whatever, and I remember in the dream having a reading or something. Oh, it's 11:11, and my screen just lit up on my iPad, guys. 11:11. That was pretty cool. My goodness. So must be some shit we need to pay attention to right now. So I had a dream. I was in my childhood home, in bed and chilling. The windows were closed, but I remember, and that's a reason, I'm saying that for a reason. The windows were closed, like no doors were open or anything. And I had remember in the dream, like watching a reading or reading a reading or something, and it said that some animal familiars were going to be around me or contacting me, getting a hold of me. And then all of a sudden in the dream, I remember 2 kittens popped up on my shoulder. One was a tuxedo kitten and one was a tabby kitten. And again, I remember thinking, well, the window wasn't open. Like, how did they even get in here? And they just appeared on my shoulder. Again, kittens. They're so cute. And I'm usually more of a dog person. I'm an animal person in general, but I've just always had dogs most of the time, or like lizards and stuff like that. So quite a bit different to me that was popping up. You know, I know in general kittens make me feel of playfulness and having fun, and they're guardians against, you know, evil and the darkness and things like that too. Like, they're awesome guardians. So I look at them as a sign for me to be a bit more playful, but that I am protected, you know, and stuff like that. That's just my general intuition of what I felt when I saw them and all of that before I even looked up whatever the spiritual meaning was for it for that time, right? So if you've been having dreams of animal familiars, seeing names of animals you've had in the past, or just really feeling connected to certain, and this can be, you know, anything. Like, I'm really feeling connected with moths and butterflies and, you know, fireflies, and there's other things like that even spiders that I feel connected to. So there might be some messages around that for you. So please pay attention to your animal familiars that are around you, and know that some of them are there to protect you. 1844, if you do a bit of meditation and quieting your mind, you can ask your animal familiars to reveal themselves to you, and even tell you their names and all kinds of fun things if you just quiet your mind and just ask. You know what I mean? There's some really cool dreams that I've had. I know that I have fairy creatures and fairies and gnomes and things that are around me, and fairy type animals, and working with the animals I know is something that I'm supposed to be doing in this life. One of the dreams, and I think I've talked about it before, one of the dreams I had was, I know I've talked about this before, and I've even done a drawing of it, was of a baby deer, right? A fawn, right? Excuse me. Confirmation. Fawn, that must be correct, yeah. That she was just born, and a couple dreams I've had where I was the animal caretaker of these animals that I've had dreams of, and they seem to be fairy type creatures because they are hybrids and different types of creatures than I've seen before here. So anyways, I'll keep telling you the story. The baby deer was born, and she was born with monarch butterfly wings, right? And the wings, just like when the fawns come out when they're wet, right? They're kind of wet and from the placenta and all of that coming out of the mom. Oh my God, I feel like I can't even speak sometimes. Anyways, and just like when butterfly wings are new, right, they have to dry when they come out of the cocoon. They have to give themselves a minute when they come out, everything, so it's all wet. So the fawn and the butterfly wings were wet, and I was in the dream carrying her around, and I was the caretaker, and it was like I was in this sanctuary type. There was a little fence, and there was I believe it was a father and their child, I think it was a son, that was with him. And I was carrying the baby around while she was sleeping, and ding, 11:15, and was there to kind of show her around to everybody, you know, but to comfort her also, and to take care of her and make sure she was okay and protected. So I did do a drawing of her. I'm trying to think of, I know it's in one of these books here. I'll try to find it while I'm talking about it. But that was really cool, you guys, that she came to me in the dream, that I was the protector, and just even a fawn with monarch butterfly wings, right? So freaking cool. She might be in here. She might not be. I can show you guys one day, though, if I don't find her. No, she's not in this one. I have so many sketchbooks. Man, I really want to show you guys. Anyways, I will show you sometime. If you guys want to see, just let me know. But another dream I had was of a bird, and the bird was, I mean, feathery, right? Birds are feathery, but it was kind of hairy feathery. Does that make sense? Like it was the different types of feathers that are more plumy, and it was just like floofy, and it had a very long tail. The bird was mostly like blues. It had some greens in it. The tail was mostly greens coming down. And in the tail, though, which was a natural part of the tail, was like, you know how girls, we put like, I mean, guys too, whoever, people put like the tinsel in their hair, right? The metallic tinsels that are different colors and things. That's what was woven within the tail of the bird. Okay, it was so beautiful. Like the tail came up and down and was very, very, very long, and had the tinsels within the green floofy feathers that came down. So beautiful. So I just love dreaming about the animals. And see, so feeling pulled to definitely, let's talk to the animals and see what else they might want to say. I have my animal deck out here, my mermaids and dolphins, spell casting, and the goddesses. So if you've been here before, welcome back. Thank you. If you've not ever been to my channel before, thanks for coming and checking me out. I appreciate it. I don't be putting no hashtags on these. I just know that my angels will get them to who they need to get them to, the collective. Oh, I did want to talk a little bit really quickly about the purging last week and sleeping, and if you guys have been going through that lately too, okay? While we're getting ready to chat with the animals and see any advice and stuff that they have to say for you guys today. So you might have felt like also that you had to sleep a lot. I mean, even this week, you know, lately, just within the last few months of all the growth that all of us have been going through, we've needed to rest more. And a lot of us who overwork a bit have learned needed to make that part of your routine of resting and relaxing, right? It's not just about sleeping. It's also about relaxing and just being able to sit and not be doing anything. You don't have to work. You don't have to be journaling. You don't have to be watching something. You don't have to be looking at something on your phone or going out and having fun or taking care of the house. You can just be sitting and be yourself and be content. That's part of relaxing too. Letting your body and your mind just chill, right? So don't forget about that type of relaxing too, you guys. I have stepped into and have turned a corner, I believe. I've felt the energy shifts of things after I purged. I've gotten back on my, you know, because I ate a bit unhealthily when I was in Ohio and I wasn't on my routine like I normally am, and I wasn't able to quiet my mind, and I did too much things during every day, you know what I mean? So I'm number one, switching up how I travel, how much I travel, what I do when I travel, how much I work when I travel, all of that. and giving myself the allotted time. If I'm not able to, do my workouts, rest, have quiet time, and have the environment that I need to have when I travel and work, then I'm not going to do it. Does that make sense? I'm going to make sure that everything is, ready for me, and that I'm nurtured myself when I go on these trips, instead of just killing myself when I do this and having to take a week or a week and a half to recover when I get back, instead of just going with the flow and not being so hard on myself, and knowing that I don't have to overwork to be able to get done what I need to get done, right? Right, okay. Does that make sense? Hope so. So if you've been resting a lot, that's okay. If you've needed time to yourself and quiet time and off the social media and off the TV and everything, yes, please just go sit and talk to your plants and spend some time in nature and spend some time with your animals. They've been really craving that. Your animals are also a reflection of how you are nurturing and taking care of yourself. If your animals are neglected, you're neglecting yourself also. Trust. It's all connected, you guys. All right. Messages from our beautiful animals today. I like to just talk about whatever I'm led to talk about for these just chats, to help anybody out there, to let you know that maybe we're all going through the same thing, and that it's okay to feel the way you're feeling, to do what you've been doing, to not be so hard on yourself, to lighten up a little bit, to go play, to take a day off, to whatever. All right, it's okay. I promise. Telling myself and telling you it's okay. Let's see what the animals have to say today. Get us on a little subject matter. I mean, we already kind of have been, right? Like with the resting, listening to your animal guides, knowing you're protected. Hopefully what I'm saying is making sense and I'm not hopping around too much. What's the other cards I said we had, right? That I pulled out? The mermaids and dolphins, did I not? So of course, naturally, we have Focus, the beautiful dolphin, as our first card. Tune into the rhythm of your breath to find stillness and patience. Bruh, what were we just talking about? Shh, quiet time. You can just sit on your couch, on the floor, in your yard, on your bed. I don't give a shit. On the beach, in the woods. Tune into the rhythm of your breath. Find stillness and patience. Are you feeling rushed? Have you guys been feeling anxious because you feel like you have to rush to the next thing or get this thing done and hurry up and get to the next thing and get done? No. That means you're not enjoying the process. That means you're not having patience and nurturing yourself and really being present in the moment. Because if you're rushing, if you find yourself clumsy and you break things all the time and hurt yourself and this and that, you're probably rushing through and you're not slowing down and taking time to be in the present, because that usually means you're not paying attention to what you're doing in the present moment, and you're either thinking about the past or you're worried about the future. So bring it back to center, dolphin. All right. Dolphin, playful, sleek swimmer, gregarious, intelligent mammal who 60 million years ago bestrode the earth on four legs. Dolphin has adapted more elegantly to her world than any other creature. She embodies patience and shows how with time and slow determination. That makes me think of the turtle too. The tortoise has been coming up a lot lately. I had a dream of a 3-headed baby snapping turtle a couple weeks ago. So maybe you need to look up snapping turtle, see what that means for you. And how with time and slow determination, you can create wonders, move mountains, and become the person your heart desires. Dolphin must still breathe salty air as she moves rhythmically through the waves, and counsels that breathing techniques can heal body and soul and transport you to other planes. That is very true. Sometimes if I can't quiet my mind to sleep, I use my breath to chill the fuck out and be able to sleep. And what I do is, and this works for me, you can modify it, maybe you have your own way of doing it, it doesn't matter, but I concentrate, almost like counting sheep in a way, but like counting my breath. So, There's a lawnmower going on out there. Maybe you guys need to do some yard work, tidy up your house a bit, straighten up your environment. You know, that's also about cutting and letting go and releasing. So get them scissors out, you guys. Anyway, so when I breathe, 1, 2, 3, deep as I can, hold it. 1, 2, 3, out. 1, 2, 3. So I count my breaths as I do that and really concentrate on holding them and feeling them in my body. And I swear when I do that, it takes about that long for me to fall asleep. I can barely remember doing that breath work before I'm out, okay? So not only to help you sleep and relax, but to quiet your mind too. So if you just are sitting still and you can't seem to quiet your mind, find one thing to focus on. Breath if you can, right? If not, sometimes I have a spiritual playlist thing, whatever, and one of them is shamanic drums, that almost sounds like a heartbeat, like a rhythm of my heartbeat, but it also feels like my ancestors are talking to me through the drums. I don't know, that's just what it feels like. And I play that and I turn it up, or I put my headphones in so it's like reverberating throughout my brain and my body, and I can feel the drums. And I swear it transports me to other planes, you guys. It takes me to other places. I start seeing visuals in my mind's eye, in the shadows when I close my eyes, and they're beautiful visuals, and sometimes they're weird, and the weirdness, it doesn't matter what they are. I'll write them down and look them up and journal them, because you really wouldn't believe the messages that come through that can almost specifically answers that I need, or even repeating things that I just said, or just the most magical of experiences that, again, it breathes life back into you. It reminds you of who you are and brings you back to the present moment, and just helps your fucking day go so much better. It really does, if you take the few minutes to quiet your mind and still your breath. I know it seems like you don't have enough time. I know it seems like you need to rush to the next thing to get it done, to be able to achieve and do and be and whatever. You don't. Chill the fuck out. Make sure you look your beautifulest self today. Feel comfortable in what you're wearing and what you look like. You know, if you're walking around feeling like a slob and feeling like, man, nobody gives a shit, well, you have to give a shit. You have to pump yourself up, get yourself ready for the day, quiet your mind, and feel. Go to these places that bring you joy and happiness, right? If your life, if you're here right now, I don't think your life is going like this, because you've done quite the bit of fucking work to get here, let me tell you. But if for some reason you are not happy with your life, and you wake up every day and it just feels like a rat race, there's shit you have to change, you guys. You have to be the one to slow it down. You have to be the one to say no and create these boundaries with yourself and with other people. Me and 3307, me and my beautiful friend Moxie Doxie, we have our other channel on YouTube that is called The Green Witches Brew. So if you haven't, if you want to go check that out. But we were talking about this yesterday, and that creating these boundaries and, you know, learning how to say no will make you a happier person and make you feel more balanced. Because when you say yes to everything and overwork it and try to put too much into your day or try to take on too much, you've just overloaded your plate, and then you just get frustrated and feel resentful instead of feeling gratitude. When there's a few little things that you know you need to handle for yourself that day, then handle them, okay? Other people are there to help you, that you can ask to help. You need to learn how to ask for help. If you're trying to be a hard ass and do everything on your own, guys, there's people around here to help you. And if you've asked for help to those who are supposed to be loving and supportive around you, and they will not help you or won't lift up a finger to help you, you got to draw a line and a boundary somewhere. Either you need to stop giving so much energy to them, or maybe you're doing for them and you need to take that load off of yourself. You know, when I used to be much more of a giver, as far as not giving to myself and letting people deplete me, is because I wasn't saying no to me, things that I wanted to do for myself, and I wasn't saying no to other people because I thought I was being mean, or I thought I whatever it was. I thought I was being a bad person, whatever nice girl fucking bullshit that has been ingrained in my brain that I was being a bad person because I didn't say yes to everything that everybody was asking of me is absolute total bullshit. Absolutely. And what does that do? What energy does that put out there? What does that teach people how to treat you? Like shit. It teaches them that they can walk all over you, that it's okay to step on your boundaries and that you won't do anything about it and you won't stand up for yourself, and they can just keep taking from you and walking all over you. And then you wonder why you feel depleted and pissed off and angry and frustrated and fucking just over it every single day. That's why, my love. That's why. Take a fucking second for yourself to sit down and breathe for a minute. Just like Dolphin is telling us, okay? Say no. Say no to some demands on your time. I'm sure that is a goddess card in there somewhere, and I wouldn't be surprised if she comes out, all right? Then we have deer. What were we talking about earlier with the little baby deer, with the little fawn? Were we not? Take note of the messages and whispers and secrets adrift on the breeze. Come on, y'all. What was I telling you guys? Take notes of the messages. Oh, this is not going to focus because I got it on cinematic. That's a little better. But on the breeze, in the wind, breathing, right? It's talking about breathing. It's talking about breeze. It's talking about winds. Winds of change are here, and you need to go with the flow of things, okay? The messages and the whispers and secrets adrift on the breeze also is telling me, remember when I was telling you when you quiet your mind and you breathe, and I was listening to my drums and how I could see things in my mind's eye, and I even hear things, like, you know, it's just part of being clairsentient, if that's even the correct term for it. But being a sensitive person, an empath, I feel and hear everything. I feel most everything. I can feel hearing. Does that even make any sense? But I can feel hearing. I can feel objects. I can tune into the energies of things. When something's small, I drop on the ground, or anybody, I have some people that can maybe even attest to this, but I've had people drop like little diamonds on the ground within like gravel, and I tell them, hold on, I'll find it, just give me a second. And I tune in to the energy of what the thing is, and I can feel the different vibration from the gravel and tune into where it's at. I know that sounds crazy, but the same thing, I mean, you guys might be able to do the same thing, but you've been doubting yourself, so don't doubt yourself on this stuff. When you quiet your mind and go into that meditative state and listening to your drumming or the little coins that I have playing in the background right now that sparkles and twinkles and chimes and all of the beautiful sounds, you get messages there. You'll hear words, you'll see words in your mind's eye, you'll hear phrases, somebody will speak to you in your brain, your angels, your higher self. Guys, please pay attention to this stuff. Not only is it fucking magical and pretty cool to experience, but it's trying to guide you and give you the answers that you need. If you would just quiet your mind, breathe for a minute, and pay attention. Let's read the Dira. Woo! That one made me a little dizzy on that little tangent. Got a little lightheaded there. I always try not to make these readings too long, but then I'm like, fuck it. They're supposed to be as long as they're supposed to be. You'll listen to whatever part you need to listen to. All of it, or sometimes none of it. There's readings some days that I know that I want to, where I'm like, I can only do like a 5-minute reading today. Like, that's good, that's enough. And then there's some days where I'm like, give me an hour and a half of what you're saying. So, either way, take what you need and leave the rest, or take the whole fucking thing and swallow it. Don't be dirty. Hind. I don't know how to say that in this notion here. Hind, gentle, alert, every sense keen, stands motionless amongst the leafy trees. Like deer, be acutely aware now of what drifts to you on the breeze. A snippet of conversation, even the fresh spice of cologne, may hold secrets untold. Deer protects herself by gathering peacefully with others and counsels that you now seek to be part of a bigger whole. If estranged from family or friends, Deer advises that the sagacious ask for forgiveness and forgive in turn, fostering mutual love and the regeneration that this brings. I need to go back into that for a minute. I do want to speak on the fresh spice of cologne. I've had loved ones pass away And then very shortly afterwards, when there was no smell, I was in a car with a loved one, and there was like somebody sprayed cologne in my face, but without the wet feeling, right? It was just that strong of a cologne. And it was my uncle who had just passed away, and we were getting ready for his funeral. And I asked my aunt, I said, "Did you just smell that?" And she said, "I don't smell anything." And I said, "I just smell cologne like in my face." So don't dismiss that stuff either. That's another clair sentient type of, you know, not talent, a gift that you have, right? All these energies and sensors and feelings we have are to pick up these things around us. And a lot of the technology and stuff that dulls our minds and just makes us distracted from our true selves and sitting down and listening to what we have to say instead of trying to hear what everybody else has to say all the time. Weigh in on your own life, you guys. Stand firm in what you want and stand up for your fucking self, okay? And know that if you're feeling these things and hearing these things and talking with your angels, and you're not fucking crazy, you're not delusional. I don't care what anybody says around you. Fuck them. They obviously aren't in tune with who they are and with who's speaking with them, because they can do it too, right? All right. So yeah, maybe some of you need to rekindle some friendships, some family relationships, you know, get back together with them, forgive, show some love. I do have to point out with this though, you guys, because I've had to learn the hard way. Like, if somebody, no matter how much you love someone, if you have to, no matter how close they are to you, familiarly or friendship wise, or you've known them 112 years, it doesn't matter. If they are continuously disrespectful to you and mean to you, just very negative towards you and just not nice to you and abusive towards you, you don't have to accept them back into your life. That's not what this is saying, right? There might just be some forgiveness that you need to do within yourself with these people. You don't even have to talk to these people that are super abusive, that have they're just some not nice people and don't know how to grow and mature out there, and that's fine. You don't have to re-engage with them. This does mean that when you're being quiet and listening to the winds and your breath and chilling the fuck out for a second, if there's any place that you need to forgive yourself in these relationships, or even forgive that person so you're not harboring anger and holding on to this shit, please do that. You have to release that and let it go so that you can move on in your life, 42 as I'm saying this, and grow and move past it. Because if you're holding on to that, it's energy and it's anger, or even like disbelief that somebody treated you that way when you know you didn't deserve it. It has nothing to do with you. That's why you have to let it go. It is only hindering you. That's why, what's that saying? It's like when you hold on to anger, it hurts you more than it hurts them, or whatever that is. That's why, because that negative energy of that anger you're holding on to is in your body damaging you. I ain't doing shit to them. You're not, some of them are even oblivious that you're not speaking to them or that you've cut them off. You know what I mean? They just are going about their way, thinking they still have access to you. And when they realize that they don't, and that you've forgiven and if you've released it, like, I'm not mad at you, bro, but you got to keep your bullshit and drama over there and your abuse over there. That's where your freedom comes in, okay? Next, we have the beautiful tiger. Of course, roar, passion, like the weakest roar ever. Passion and adventure beckon. Beautiful. A tiger can't change his stripes, right? So something in that message of, if you're truly a good person, don't change who you truly are. You know, if you're a good person, don't let that anger and don't let somebody else's negativity and abuse damage you. Don't let it fester within you. Don't let it ruin you. What a beautiful, loving person you are. Don't let it ruin the love you have within you, okay? Those are your loving stripes for a reason, and don't let anybody else's hate for themselves spill onto you. It is not yours. That's another reason you need to quiet your mind, guys. If if you're hearing all this negativity and you're being hard on yourself and abusive towards yourself, and you're not normally like that, or you know you've moved past that, or it doesn't sound like your voice, that's because it's somebody else's energy and their voice coming in trying to manipulate and fuck with who you truly are, okay? Secure within her own sensuous, controlled power, Tiger stalks silently, invisibly, through the magic of the night, securing what her heart desires. Swimming languidly through the ancient lakes, she conjoins with the water's adaptability, mystical energies, and intuitions. What have we been talking about this whole time, you guys? As a messenger, lots of messages from the animals, I'm telling you. Tiger brings you fresh adventures to change your path, new passions to awaken your heart, and endows you with her powers. Take what she offers and you can transform your life. Again, about following your intuition, being adaptable. Water is all about flow, just like the wind, just like breath, right? It's very windy out there today. It's beautiful, blowing through the trees. It's about standing in your power, following your intuition, listening to your angels, everything we've been speaking of, you guys. Some of you have been doing a great job of doing this, so just take it as an extra confirmation that you're doing a great job and that you're doing the things that we're talking about. Like, fuck yeah, I have been doing that. Then you're on the right path. You're doing a great job. The passion and adventure beckon when she's talking about change your path and fresh adventures and new passions to awaken your heart. That has to do with also getting yourself out there more and just going and doing the things that you love to do without, one, thinking you just have to work all the time every day. There might be there's a new career change coming in of something that's more suitable for what you want for your life, okay? Guys, I've been a tattoo artist for 24 years. I love tattooing for the most part, but to be honest, recently there's been some things where I've had to sit down, breathe, and tune into myself of checking in of what I really want for my life. And there's a few things with tattooing and how I do it that I have to let go of and that I don't want to do anymore. Okay, so I have some things I'm changing about that too, where I have to be ready for. I know there's going to be some people that are going to be angry, jealous, upset, in disbelief, whatever, of some of the changes that I'm making that have to do with my tattoo career, but I have to do it for me and I have to listen to my intuition. It's a big fucking leap that I'm doing, and to, go into these fresh adventures and new passions that I have that, I've been wanting to do for a very long time, and I've been giving my energy and my power a little bit in a way. You'll understand that with tattooing, even though I'm a custom tattoo artist and I try to draw everything custom, unique for my client and just what they want, very often, most of the time, they want repetitive things that are already done a million times over and that I don't get much creative freedom with. And being particular about how they want it designed and this and that, like I feel like I'm in a jail with my creativity and tattooing, to be honest, you guys. So some changes I need to make there for myself. It's a big leap. It's scary. I want to put a little more time into sharing the knowledge that I have with you guys here and just creating a community for you guys to come chill and be comfortable with. Me and Moxie Doxy too on our other page. And I want to put a lot more time and energy into my art, into my painting, into designs that I want to create and paint, and maybe sell some original art, and I have to be comfortable with letting that go too. So that's another thing I'm stepping into. That's a bit scary, but I know I can do it. Having prints available for you guys and stickers and just super fun art and magical stuff that makes you guys, ignite some kind of passion or flame within you also, okay? So that's what I have going on over here. So your new adventures and things that you have, things that you've really been craving to do, that when you think about it, like, fuck, I would love to do that all day, every day. You really can, but you have to quiet your mind, see what the next steps are, be open to listening to your guides, and take time for yourself to slow down the hustle and bustle around you. This hustle culture ain't for me, you guys, I'm going to tell you. For some people it is, It's not for me. I've done it my whole fucking life since I was a little kid, and I'm over it and I don't want to do it anymore. I want to enjoy my plants. I want to enjoy my house. I want to enjoy my animals that I have here and whoever my true love is. I want to enjoy our relationship, the family we build, whatever that looks like, and with my extended family and friends and here in the community, and all of us just grow together and excel and fucking shine our lights bright lovingly, right? That's what I fucking want. Make the world a better place, seriously. Octopus, travel across Earth and oversea to securely embrace your dream. Aw, shit. I know it's been coming up a lot in readings lately for the collective too, about traveling, about moving. Some of you guys are moving. Some people are moving in together. Some people are not fit for where they are at right now environmentally. Maybe you've been thinking about moving to another country even, and that's okay. It's just a confirmation. That's been coming up a lot for all of us, you guys. It's been coming up a lot for me too. I'm just leaving the door open. I'm not sure. I love Florida. You guys know that. I love tropical weather. So if I moved, for me, it would need to be to another tropical place, a freaking island, the Caribbean, some shit like that, you know? I don't have that in the plans right now. It could be somebody moving in, you know, I don't know, but I am leaving it open, my heart open to what's best for me, and just making sure that I'm following the path of doing things every day like I want to do them, and that will better myself and everyone around me, right? Right. Octopus does not wait for fate to deliver her dinner of crab, employing whatever strategy is necessary for his capture, even abandoning water for Earth's air. She counsels that you too follow your dream. If your partner has left for a faraway land, join them. This is quite opposite of what I was just saying, isn't it? About just letting spirit take. But I'm happy with where I'm at, so I've got some meditating to do on this too, you guys. Anyway, she counsels that you too follow your dream. If your partner has left for a faraway land, join them. Or maybe this is for my love. Maybe my love is supposed to get the cue that this is, you can move and come be near me. I don't know. We'll see. If a new exciting possibility calls from distant climes, embrace it as firmly as octopus does crab. If others obstruct you, like octopus eclipse your actions in an inky cloak until your dream is securely within your grasp. All right, that's also telling me, guys, a couple things that's going on for sure. The family and friends that are around you that we were just talking about, that you may need to cut off. Maybe they are trying to put their 2 cents in on what you're doing with your life and where you want to move to. Maybe you do want to get up and move somewhere. Maybe there is a new adventure waiting for you somewhere else and you feel it in your intuition and in your soul that that's where you need to be. But you're sharing this stuff with people who don't have your true essence, you know, at the core of what's good for you. They don't, and they can't. Why? Because they're coming from wherever their mindset is and where their heart set is, okay? They're coming from their fears, from what they would do in your situation, okay? Let it go, you guys. 52:52 on the clock right now. These are some of the family members and friends. Number one, stop sharing your dreams and what you want to do with people that you know will shoot them down immediately. Stop doing it. Quit telling people, what have I said in other readings? What did Jesus say? Go forth and tell no one. Because these fuckers will ruin it for you. They will shoot your dreams down in a second because maybe they're scared that they can't do it. Maybe they aren't as confident in themselves as you are. Maybe they haven't built the life that they want, and so it's just all fear-based that they're seeing out there. Cut these people away, you guys. You have to release these friends and family lovingly and with forgiveness. No hate, no harm, no malice towards them, but you must release them for yourself. So you might need to be quiet for a little bit, put your little inky cloak about you, be in the shadows, and make your moves when nobody's looking. Make your moves without asking permission from anyone but your fucking self. This is your life. You need to stand up for yourself, say no to people that are trying to weigh in on shit that is not for you, right? That is coming from their own misconceptions, their own interpretations of what things are, right? You can't let that stuff cloud you, guys, of what you want to do for your life, okay? I was seeing there was something else I wanted to But anyways, yeah. Don't tell anybody what you're doing. Make your moves in secret. Make your moves. I don't care if anybody, hey, what you been doing? What's going on with your love life? Nothing. What's going on with work? Not much. It's going good. You don't have to divulge anything to anyone. You can keep it simple and basic and keep all of what's going on to yourself. Sorry, I gotta adjust my boobies a little bit. They be shifting around in this fucking thing. Let me tell you, I don't think they quite are ready for this dress. Anyways. So just let go of anyone or anything around you that's not for your highest good, that's not towards the path that you want to create. You know, if you share something with someone and they shoot it down or they put negativity on it and they're not just automatically happy for you and they're trying to judge you, you know right there you're not supposed to be sharing that with that person. You're not supposed to be sharing anything with that person other than basic shit, right? Yep, I sure did eat today. Yeah, the sun is shining. Yep, basic things. Some of these people you'll say, oh my God, it's been a beautiful morning. I went out and sat with the sun and I talked to the sun and it wasn't sunny today. No, you didn't. It was cloudy. There's no way you sat out in the sun today. Like, any way that they can take your fucking light and dim it and dull it and smash it down to match the shadow that they are, they will. So don't let them. I think I'm actually going to end that here, you guys. The animals have said enough. They have quite a few messages for us to go marinate on. And I hope it's helped. I hope you guys found this, reviving and motivating and inspiring. And I just send you away today with so much love, knowing that you can stand in your power. You are confident in who you are. You are badass. You know what you want in this life and you can go for it. So please make the decision, like I did when I moved back to Fort Lauderdale for the first time, with no plan and no nothing, just my car and some clothes in the back, my art supplies, and a couple good friends, right? That was it, and a dream, really. So you guys can do it too, I promise you. Put that into motion. Have the most wonderful fucking day. I appreciate you. I love you, and I will see you soon.